You would always need people at every point of your life. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Peace. I share everything about my Christian faith and every and anything that helps you become better as a person. I also share a bit of lifestyle content, and these days I'm leaning towards sharing like heart-to-heart content as well. But I want people to be able to relate to the things that I say. I don't want the things that I say to just be like theory. I'm trying to share like everyday examples of like situations that I'm going through, like things that are happening in my life, just to, if someone can relate to it, so that we can all grow together and you can see what God is doing with me, and I can also hear from you in the comment section what God is doing with you as well, right? So just a space where you can click on the YouTube video and just feel really relaxed and really engaged and just really happy to watch this channel. That's like what I want this channel to be about. So today we are going to be talking about the ministry of helpers. Now this is a very serious one, and if you have not been taking my videos seriously, this is the time I want you to actually pay attention to this. We live in a world where people underplay or downgrade the importance of people. We live in a world where people are quick to throw people away. I'm not saying that you should stick to somebody if they are being toxic, but I think maybe what I'm just trying to say is maybe we define what your toxicity means, right? We live in a world where like people can just like, if it's not serving them, they throw them away. But if it's not serving you today, doesn't mean that it will not serve you tomorrow, right? And it takes connecting with your spirit to identify relationships like that in your life that are not just selfish relationships, and that you don't just cut people off anyhow. Like I was saying, we live in a world where like people are so quick. When I mean so quick, people are so quick to cut people off. People are so quick to, is it mess a relationship up? And sometimes I look at it and I'm like, bro, like this isn't great, right? And when I think about every time that I'm still growing, I'm in my 20s, oh my god. I just remembered something. But when I think back on like the little number of years that God has helped me to live, I realized that for every single time that God has like shown up for me, where there's been a breakthrough or a miracle, He uses people. And come to think of it, that actually makes a lot of sense, because God is not going to come down Himself to ensure that like what He wants to do in your life, He can do it. He's going to use people, He's going to use friends, He's going to use family members, He's going to use people that are connected to you in one way or the other, right? But if you have gone around like messing those relationships up, if you have gone around like bastardizing that privilege, at that point when God is looking for like a channel of blessing, it then becomes difficult. Now let me give you an example. Say that God wants to give you a spouse, right? Okay guys, I think I owe you guys one gist, but that gist will come later in the year. Let's say for instance, God wants to give you a spouse, right? But He needs somebody to do the introduction, and the person God would have loved to actually do that introduction is a friend of yours that you met in primary school, take for instance, or a friend of yours that you met in secondary school, right? But because just one little thing happened in secondary school that you thought to yourself that, oh my god, I'm in 2 years time, once we graduate from this school, I probably will never need you anymore. But you don't know God's plan for 10 years down the line. If that's the person that will be instrumental or be your next business partner, you don't know. Now you are making it in quotes difficult. Of course, God is sovereign and God can do and undo. God is not bound to anybody, right? But just think about it, right? That person would have been that channel of that blessing, but now it has to go through somebody else, right? Just as I was saying, I've noticed in my life that for every major blessing that God has brought my way, be it like a job I was praying to get, be it anything, even like financial need, God always uses people. And that brings us to the point that you would always need people at every point of your life. And I know this one is a big pill to swallow, but because you would always need people, you need to treat them well. What people remember mostly about you is how you made them feel. And I know this one is a bit difficult, and guys, trust me, like I'm sharing from the depth of my heart. It's a bit difficult, especially if you've been in certain situations where people have hurt you multiple times and you just want to go back into your own shell. You don't want to open up to people, but you need people, right? You need to learn how to treat people. You need to learn the basics. I need to learn as well because I'm learning and I'm growing. You need to learn emotional intelligence, people management, right? And these things would help you advance. You will just be wondering, people just be seeing you flying, but they don't know that it's because of that grace to, manage people. Now, I think it is a good time for me to actually draw the line and put a disclaimer here. Now, as much as it is important to treat people in your life right and good, it is also important for you to learn where to draw the line. This is not like you being a people pleaser. I think the baseline is just treating people well, just treating everybody well. Don't overthink things. I think the main message of this video is just treat people well. But mind you, I'm not saying be a people pleaser. I think just allow your baseline be that anybody that comes your way, you be kind to them. I think in my journal, I always set a goal for myself, like being kind, because sometimes if you don't consciously remind yourself, I feel sometimes this life is so blessed, things can get so intense that you tend to become, in quote, selfish. You just want to think about yourself. You're like, oh, I beg, let me just do that next thing and just keep moving, right? But you forget that the keeping it moving, right, God will use people to advance you as well, right? So it's important to maintain that balance. Anyways, guys, this was something that dropped in my heart like during the week, and I said I'm going to sit down on my channel and I'm going to talk about like the ministry of helpers. Don't chase away your own helpers. One of the most instrumental people to me are people that I've met like literally when I was a child. Literally when like people were not even thinking. I remember as a teenager, like we did something then, it was this network marketing or something like that, and people lost a lot of money and everything, and it was many relationships were turned. And I was speaking to an elderly person and he was like, oh, why are you like taking things personal and everything? I'm like, yeah, I know I lost money in this thing, but I feel like the relationship is more important in the future. And the man looked at me because I was literally a teenager. I think I just finished JSS3, or SS3. I was about to enter uni or something like that. And the guy was like, this is like this small girl. How are you thinking this way? But like, to be fair, when I sit down and think about most of like the people that I respect as mentors and leaders and everything, some of these people, I literally met them like as a child. Yes, there's the orchestration of God bringing people your way, but there's also the part where you have to consciously realize that every human being is a bundle of talents, is a bundle of blessings, and you just don't want to rubbish people because of a little discomfort. Will people annoy you? Yes. Will people disappoint you? Yes. But I think the main thing is just maintaining your own posture towards life such that you are not just everybody cut. Anyways, guys, this was more of like a heart-to-heart conversation, but I hope you picked something or the other. And if you can relate to like most of the things I said, let me know in the comment section. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, guys, and by the grace of God, I will see you on our next video. If you have not subscribed and you watched to this point, thank you very much. For just kindly click the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on our next video. Bye.